remind myself of things.
I know, same. I
And
gotta
then I have
turn
to
this
make
off.
sure they're not like right now. I have one that's gonna go off in like 40 minutes. I'll just push it back. Okay, good.
All right. Hi, Diva.
Hi, doctor.
Per my text message, I have exciting news that will only mean anything to people who listen to the podcast.
Okay, go. Fire.
Visual. We have a visual on a yerba mate coming into frame.
Wait. Have you had this flavor before?
Well, so I have had this flavor before, but for listeners of the pod, I have, and I'm going to come out and say this, wrongfully been claiming to live in a yerba mate desert. I was wrong. The Shell gas station near where I lived carries yerba mate. I walked over there before recording because I was like, I needed a little pick-me-up. I'm recording this in the afternoon. And I was like, I'm going to get a Celsius. And then I'll get a Celsius there every now and then. But then there's like this one back aisle that has like apple juice and eggs. Yeah. And I was just like, spirit called me to walk over there. And lo and behold, every single flavor of this yerba mate, I have been wrongfully saying I live in a yerba mate desert. And what's crazy too, this all comes actually full fucking circle that I'm finding out I no longer live in a yerba mate desert. Episode 1, I believe, I could be wrong, of this podcast, I had our producer Allie bleep out the name of a boutique, bespoke, upscale grocery establishment that did not sell yerba mate. Guess what, folks? They closed 33 stores today. Is it because they don't carry yerba mate? Perhaps. Do I feel bad for the employees who were let go? Of course. But they didn't carry yerba mate. If you're going to be a bespoke grocery establishment, you got to carry yerba mate. I also went in yesterday and I was...
Have it at Target by you?
No, they don't have it at Target. Well, the Target by me is a mini Target, to be fair. So I don't blame the mini Target for this. But the bespoke grocery store, they also have like a little like liquor like section. And I asked them, I was like, hey, do you have any kosher for Passover wine? And they were like, oh, we don't know. And I was like, you don't even have that much wine. Like, this is something you should know. And just... Here's the thing, and I know a lot of people in the Chicago area are mourning because they closed every single Chicago location. I'm going to say it right now on air. Allie, we're not going to bleep this time. This time I'm raw dogging the audio. Foxtrot Market has closed 33 locations. Yes, that's true. And I also feel bad because...
I forgot even what it was. I thought it was Whole Foods that you were talking about.
So I said it was... I said it was a Whole Foods adjacent grocery store, like establishment, because that's what it's trying to be. And I do feel bad because a really cute social media manager for that company, I did speak to very briefly on the applications, and then I withdrew because I'm not in the right headspace to be anyone's partner. But he's beautiful and gorgeous and funny, and if he hears this, this was on me, folks. This was on me.
He's also unemployed now, it sounds like. So
perhaps. Well, so they didn't close every establishment, only 33 of their stores.
That's a lot. That's a lot
34.
For bespoke. Bespoke is max 40, I would feel. I'm shocked that a gas station would have it, but I guess it's so common now. But I like the mint one of that, but it has so much cane sugar that I can't do that.
I have the peach revival.
Okay. Wow. Okay, this is big news, and you're right. I did think it was going to be bigger news, but...
well, for the listeners, I did, I think yesterday, text the group saying, hey, just so you know, I have a gut feeling we're going to have Sheryl Crow on the pod by the end of the calendar year. And so whenever I said I had huge news, I think everyone assumed, wait, did he actually book Sheryl Crow?
He actually got Sheryl Crow.
And no, it was just that I purchased a yerba mate for $3.99 at a gas station.
Okay, so what I'm doing is...
This is going to make me sick.
No, it's not.
Tea?
Yeah,
what I can't read it.
Tazo?
Tazo. Did you know that you can get the passion fruit tea that they make at Starbucks, but I get the tea bag, and then I put it in here at the beginning of the day, and I just let it kind of lukewarm.
Wait, you buy the bag at Starbucks?
No, I buy it at Target.
Oh, okay.
My drink of choice at a Starbucks, 99% of the time, since I don't drink coffee, is going to be their unsweet, iced, venti passion fruit tea, and it's really
Okay.
big and it's bright red, and I like it because for people that have periods, you're supposed to drink the color of you're supposed to drink and eat things that are deep red when you're on your period, like because of
Wait.
antioxidants.
Really?
Like cherries, raspberries, pomegranates, cranberries, hibiscus stuff, because they're really high in antioxidants. So it's almost like you're drinking the color of it.
I didn't know.
I should be doing that right now.
Okay, well, you can go to Target. And then it's kind of the opposite of sun tea because it's just in a giant metal high
don't let
all
it
day.
touch the sun.
But yeah, I'll just be sipping on that. I already hit my caffeine quota happened. It's crazy that you're 2 hours ahead of me and you're having caffeine, and I'm like, there's no way I could even have it 2 hours back.
I'm
You know
gonna
what I
have
mean?
I know for a fact I'm having 2 Diet Cokes at 7 p.m. I'm getting tapas, folks.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my
Are you gonna
God.
put lemon in it? Do you put lemon in it?
Of course. Lime if I get the opportunity.
Lime.
Well,
if you're having
calm down.
tapas. Jacob, should you introduce our guest?
That's what I was just gonna say. Our guest. So we've had a lot of amazing guests on our pod. Our guest is actually podcast royalty.
Oh God.
You've heard her. She's rolling her eyes as if
I
this
know.
isn't actually true. She is an Ambie Award winner, a Gracie Award winner. I think that's true. She's my only friend with a publicist. You can.
Oh, what a flex.
You can hear her with her co-host Brooke Sifrin on, and I could be. I actually am not confident about this one.
Wow.
I believe they have 4 podcasts together. Even the Rich, Rich and Daily, Even the Royals, and Disintel through the Wondery Network. You've seen her. Is this not true?
Oh my God. I can't believe you would name our rivals at Wondery.
Wait, really? Whenever.
Tell it's not ours. It should be ours, as should
Whoa.
Scamfluencers.
Whoa. So we'll get into this.
Don't get me started. The other one
wanted
is
to
In God We Lust. That's the 4th one.
Oh,
That's like a
okay.
mini one. Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
fuck me for trying.
Yeah, fuck you for trying.
You've seen her at on the Justin Martindale podcast, on the Howie Mandel podcast. You've seen her on the Tamron Hall show. And most importantly, you've seen her at the Upright Citizens Brigade on Herald Night.
Yeah.
Welcome to
no.
the podcast, Aricia Skidmore-Williams.
Oh, what an intro. God. And I'm so glad you ended with my most important accomplishment.
Of course.
Herald
of course.
It only means something to like 800 people, but it means a lot to them.
They have, no, it's like a cult following.
Yeah.
So
It
like,
would mean something to
this-
me if I got a call
Yeah.
back.
If we could get the girl, that's actually why we had you on. We were wondering
yeah.
if we could sort of get you in touch.
Can I get a call back from last month?
Yeah,
maybe?
yeah, I'm on it. Don't worry, I'm on it. I like to
Aricia,
call myself.
how are you?
I'm good. I'm on the East Coast visiting my parents because I live in
Yes.
LA. And coming home is always so fun. But it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
I'm going over to my brother's house after this, and they like forced me. Him and his partner, they forced me to get drunk and be silly. So I'm being forced to
that's so
party
hard
on
for
a
you.
Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Where are you visiting? Where is it? Did you in New York?
Maryland. Maryland.
Wait,
yeah.
I'm from like DC,
Where?
Virginia.
I used
like,
to
right
work in
outside
DC. Yeah. I used to work at L'Enfant Plaza. Well, like just off
Yeah, I
that
remember
exit.
L'Enfant
What's
Plaza.
that?
Just like a big hub for the metro. I think
What
it's
were
yellow
you-
and orange line.
What was your
Yeah,
job
I'm the
then?
orange line.
Because you've worked a million jobs in
I
your
have
life.
worked a million jobs. This is when I was working for a healthcare company that, so it was like, if you're on Medicaid, there are different health insurances that you can like sign up for through Medicaid.
Yeah.
And I worked for one of the companies. So I worked with prenatal and postpartum women. It was a terrible job. We had to like go knocking on doors in DC, which I would never do in this day and age.
Yeah.
You're guaranteed to get shot in any city. I'm not just saying that about DC, any city.
Yeah. Aricia once told me, because the HBO, now Max series, Veep, films, obviously, in the Baltimore area. Aricia was like, oh, I did a guest spot on Veep. And I was like, oh, that's amazing. Let me see the episode. She pulls up the episode. Not only does she point at an extra with no lines, she points at a woman who isn't her. And then Aricia's like on the other side of the screen, and Aricia's like pointing to the right side, being like, that's me. And I was like, well, I see you on the left side of the screen. You are in the shot, but you're not a guest star. You're an extra, and you're pointing at the wrong woman.
Yeah, I had an amazing line. Did you want tartar sauce with that? I convinced everyone at the job that I had a line, and I did not have any lines at all.
No, a silent.
Top 5 jobs you've had. Can you rank them? And I mean like jobs. Like I don't mean like create like, you know what I mean?
Don't count the podcasting, because like obviously you have to say
I
that.
was
We're
gonna
talking
say,
like
like day job stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, as awful as it was, I was a valet. That's how I met Brooke, my co-host. And I liked parking cars, and I was the only one that could drive stick, so I like got to drive some pretty fancy cars.
I've been in the car while Aricia almost killed a man in the Chipotle parking lot.
Dang. Don't discredit the valet vibe.
Yeah, don't discredit. First of all, wasn't that when there was that cute guy and I had you and Tony in the backseat?
Yeah.
Yeah, that went nowhere. Just like all of the times
you were valeting for like celebrity parties, right?
Yeah, we would do the like most popular one. We would do Adam Sandler. He like would have like birthday parties, and Chelsea Handler.
Whoa.
That's where I saw.
Did you interact with them?
Not really, but I did watch Jessica Alba get really mad at her husband Cash because he was really drunk.
That's
Cash, get in the car. It's just like celebs.
Stars, they're just like us. I should also say that, like myself, Aricia's a Libra, so if you sort of feel like an electricity, yeah. But you're September Libra, right? Or am I wrong?
Jacob, I know your exact birthday, October 13th, and you were born on a Friday.
To be fair, that's my like fun fact about myself. Is I tell everyone I was born on Friday the 13th, so that's a very easy date to memorize. I know I have your birthday in my calendar.
October 4th. I was born on a Saturday. Just in time to party. Yeah, it's cool. Birthdays in the middle of the week suck.
Tuesday. I think I was born on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh man! Oh no, my birthday always falls on Memorial Day weekend, so no one's ever around. I'm like May 26th, so it's like everyone's always about to leave or they're gone, so it's kind of sad.
So you're a Gemini.
Yeah, and it makes Jacob and I a relationship really.
I'm a Gemini moon.
Yeah, is there Scorpio in there too, though?
For my Venus and Mars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, Aricia, I just realized I'm going to be in LA on your birthday for the Casey Musgraves concert.
Thank God.
Not for your birthday.
Yeah, fuck you.
It's just a coincidence.
Wait, when is she coming? And why would you see her in Chicago?
So, well, that's my whole problem, is that the day she's coming to Chicago is the day I'm leaving for Aspen, and the day that she's going to Colorado is the day that I fly from Aspen to Chicago. So I have to go to the LA show. And also because of your birthday, obviously.
Well,
that was intentional.
I mean, you can't remember.
Yeah, the one you don't even know. Wait, what are you going to Aspen for? You're so bougie.
One of my friends lives out there. She just started working out there, so a group of us are going to go visit her.
Okay,
that'd be fun.
I love friend trips. They're so fun, and I just ache for chaos in them, like in the movies and TV shows.
Where have you went to Mexico within the past couple of years? Where else have you traveled recently? Because Aricia's someone who like just on a whim will just like go on a trip.
I love that. Do you have any pets?
No, and I want to get a pet, but I travel too much. But
then you can travel. That's the thing. Is like it's just like I think you don't. Because I'm like even a baby, you could bring a baby. Like you're not gonna bring a kid.
I'd leave that baby home before I leave a pet. Babies are such killers.
Yeah. Traveling is so fun.
I went to England last year and Paris.
Oh yeah.
I've been to Mexico. I went to Vancouver last year. What else have I done? I'm going to Hawaii this year. Was the Vancouver trip
for business or pleasure?
For fun. One of the writers on our show lives up there, and we've always wanted to go. It's the stuff of like rom-com dreams. We went on like the fall.
Yeah. Wait, do you watch The Bachelor at all? Am I the only Bachelor
Against
person
my
here?
will, but no, I do. Yeah.
And when they went to Canada, like with Joey's season just now, and it was because
Did
they went
go to Canada? How far
to
in
Toronto?
was it?
The
Oh,
end,
Toronto.
the hometown.
Yeah.
And what's her face? Maria. She was like,
Didn't make it. I was certain she was going to be the Bachelorette.
I thought she was gonna, but you know what? She doesn't need it. She doesn't need it. Like she's got enough star power. She doesn't need to.
No one's ever said that about me. He doesn't need it. Everyone's like, nah, he needs
He
it.
needs it.
He can use it. He can use it.
He desperately needs this.
They're like, someone else would be better for this, but actually, Jacob really needs this. So,
Wait, and then Golden Bachelor. Neither of you guys. Do you watch that too?
I
watched
started
it.
watching it, and they divorced though.
Yeah, Jerry's a real scam artist. I don't like him.
Whoa.
I didn't like him from the beginning. Let the record
Really?
show.
Oh, he
Well,
had weird
just
vibes.
like this guy. He does. He did have weird vibes, and just like I don't know if I'm just become so jaded in this world, but very old white men. I look at them and I'm like, you've had such a smooth ride in this world.
And from Indiana too. Or am
I know,
wrong?
Yeah.
I think and it's just like I was like, even if you're presenting this way, you've got skeletons in that closet.
Right,
I
you're
just
hiding
know it. You
something.
can't not.
The
I
way
actually-
he like cried constantly, I was like, actually, when a man's crying this much, it's like it's unsafe.
Like, pull it together,
It's because
man.
you did something wrong.
yeah.
I actually feel like whenever someone's like whole thing is like, I'm a good guy, like to me that's like a bigger red flag than they're just like, I'm kind of an asshole, like you love me or you hate me, you know.
Yeah.
Especially when men, I think too. I'm thinking of some comedians when they have like a baby boy vibe, where they're like, I'm just like, and I'm like, oh, I actually think that you have done really bad things.
Yeah.
Like when someone talks like a little baby boy, I'm like, and they're straight. I think if they're gay, it's adorable.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Aricia, I was thinking about this today. So like, because like we're kind of new to like the podcasting world and like we're trying to talk about like vaguely wellness and pop culture, and like pop culture is sort of y'all's bread and butter. Do you ever, and like you guys like talk about like celebrities all the time, and you'll do like these like deep dives. Like I was just re-listening to the Taylor Swift series that y'all did because of her new album that came out. How do you ever get like celebrities who like reach out to you and they're like, don't say this stuff about me? Or like, do you get like crazy fans like that
I
interact
wish.
with your content?
I would love for a celebrity to be like, shut up. I think the biggest celebrity we had, and using the term loosely, we had one of the grandchildren of Rupert Murdoch reach out to us, and because we did the Murdochs like it was like our second arc, I think, of the whole show. And she was so sweet. We actually we follow each other on Instagram, but she like sent us a video of her mom, who we like talk about in the show, listening, and it's just it was so like meta and like, oh my god. But she was like, I
So
don't
they
even
loved
know this
it?
stuff. Yeah, they liked it. Well, she
Whoa.
did. The granddaughter. She's also not like, she's not like, if you watch Succession, she's very much not like that family. So I think she's like really progressive, and so I think for her it was like fun, but I don't know if Rupert would feel the same way, if he can even hear.
I'm like so afraid every time. I've been talking a lot of shit about the Vanderpump Rules cast, and I'm like, one of these days this is gonna bite me in the ass. And so I was hoping to get some advice from you.
You know Anne, right? Do you remember her from LA?
You were on, so
we like know
Anne-
her.
Wait, I know her?
Well, through the
Because
community.
I know you were on
assumed.
her podcast.
Yeah, she's from
This
like
is
the
Tom
improv
Sandoval's
community.
former assistant.
Ex-assistant, yeah.
Whoa.
She's so sweet. But yeah, I'm like, she came to my holiday party. Like, we're friends. And it's just, I like heard about this stuff as it was happening. And now to like see it play out on TV is like,
I didn't
so
realize
crazy.
you knew her prior to, like, I assumed like y'all like cross paths because you guys are in like the entertainment podcasting world. I didn't realize you knew each other prior to that.
we, do you remember mock improv?
Mock improv?
It
No,
was
I
like,
don't think so.
It was like improv at like 11 p.m. on like a Thursday or Tuesday.
Where?
I would occasionally go at the Clubhouse. Do you know about it, Ian?
Clubhouse.
Do you know about mock
Yeah,
improv?
I do. When you said, I was like, it's gotta be at the Clubhouse.
It's always
Is
at
that the same thing
Clubhouse.
as We Improv or no?
No, different. Mock
No.
improv was
Okay.
like that, like super. I'm sure I like complained about it because I would go and it's always so late at night. I would like come into work probably the next day like, oh, I did mock last
so
night.
wiped.
Yeah, way racial.
Crazy improv set last night.
But that's how I like met her, was like through mock improv. So I've known her for like pre-pandemic. I've known her for a while.
We should talk to her because Jacob, every episode we've done, Jacob like trashes Vanderpump, but he's only watched this season. He's only watched this, and I'm like,
Ditto.
you can't come in.
I'm the same way. I know we can't. I come in and I have so many. I'm like, fuck these idiots. I hate them.
What? Okay,
Viscerally
tell us who you hate the most. Why? What you think of the show? Give us everything.
This is hard. So Brooke, my co-host, is like knows everything about every reality show. So she's watched Vanderpump since day one. And so I'll like text her and be like about certain things. But I know that this is production to blame, but I don't like Ariana. And like,
thank you. I literally. Let's fucking go. No, Aricia, this is a safe space for that. This is such a safe space for that.
I'm sick of her shit. Did you see how the poor cat is living?
No.
I'm not even a cat fan.
Wait. Tell me about the cat. Cause I'm a pit bull owner, so I'm like, he tried to kill a pit bull, but wait, what happened with the cat?
Who tried? Okay, so with the cat,
because Tom Sandoval left the door open, and then, but also I'm like, Ariana, that's gross that you're leaving takeout.
Take care of your shit. Like if you have a dog, you need to be a responsible dog owner, and that means not leaving stuff where a dog can get into it.
Also, like, put your food in the fridge when you come home.
Yeah, but
I was like, girl.
He was, and I mean, I'm sure this was like all, but I don't know how you get a cat to just shit a bunch at the same time. But there was a scene where he's like showing the production while he's emptying out the cat litter box, and it's like overflowing with shit. I'm not a cat person. I don't have cats. I'm not a cat person. But I've pet sat, and also I know what it's what animal wants to have their shit literally, and it's like, come on.
Yeah.
Wait, so is that what she did to the cat? Is that the?
That's like because he was saying like, oh, she doesn't. He was like using that. He's like, she doesn't empty the litter box.
Yeah.
You know what, you guys? I will say I agree. I've never been like, Ariana's my girl. I will say the way the show's designed, none of them are your girl.
Well, that's the thing is they're all awful people.
They're all awful. And even now, this past episode, I was like, I have been enjoying Allie because Allie, James's girlfriend, because like I will say, and I hate to say this, that a woman can change a man, but he has calmed down a lot. He was freaking psycho.
James is an idiot and needs to be deported immediately.
And
I will only say that about white British men because I don't believe in like deportation, but like I want him out this country. I hate him.
I'm like attracted to him now, and I've never been attracted to him.
You're attracted to him now?
The way he had his little Labradoodle, and he came to Sandoval's concert, and he was like, "Your music sucks," and I was like,
and that was hot for you?
Yeah, it was. And I've never thought he's attracted. And I will say, I watch it with a group of queer women that like don't date straight men, and they're like, I'm attracted to James Kennedy. He's touching something there.
Let's hope not.
No, let's hope not. Isn't he like super? Because he dated Kristen
on the Valley.
So we were on her show. Like she does a show with her boyfriend or partner or whatever.
Yeah.
And she like wouldn't even say his name, and so I asked Brooke about it later. I was like, what's going on? And I guess he was like really problematic to her in their relationship, like abusive and like really shitty. And I was like, as if I needed more reasons to dislike this guy. I do not like him at all.
There's like, honestly, that's what I was saying though. I was like, Allie was the only one up until recently that I was like, cool. But then this past episode when she was like, yeah, Katie said you're miserable, or Lala said you're miserable, and I was like, Allie, you were the one that wasn't talking shit, and now you're.
She's trying so hard to be on their level, and it's like, don't. That's not a level you want to be on.
She does astrology though for like, I think you get a reading for $50, and I think I need to do it.
Something to consider.
You guys got to do it for the show.
Yeah.
I think we should.
You have to.
Well, we did get astrology readings from Cameron Farmer on the last episode, so maybe we should have them be like dueling astrologists.
Wow.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
Okay, so you do watch a lot of like reality TV for your podcast. Which one, like, okay, genre or actual like franchise do you genuinely like love that you're like, I love this?
Is none an answer. I think I'm just suffering from like fatigue. Like,
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fair. That's fair.
Scandival kind of ruined it for me. And the thing that just pisses me off the most is it's like, who hasn't been cheated on or cheated? Like, it's for her to just get that kind of success. And like, we literally did a live show about it, our first live show. So I'm sick of it. And
That's valid.
I much prefer scripted television, but I will say we watch my friend Brooke comes over every Thursday for a sleepover, and we watch like trash TV.
Cute.
Love it. So we watch The Bachelor, which it's such background noise. Ooh, I do like Love Is Blind. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
But that show's
Oh yeah,
fun.
this past one was really. I got my
It
hopes up
starts
with the
fun.
finale.
I know.
Yeah, because I wasn't surprised that he
Yeah.
dumped her Clay. Like you're like, I want the drama of. I think it was the second season. Oh my god, the girl that was like so intense with the blonde hair. She's pregnant now. She was on the reunion.
What was her name?
I don't know, but
There's
she
so
was
many
like,
names.
there's so many
Yeah.
white women with blonde hair. But
I know.
Like, she like stomped out in her gown, and he left her at the altar. That one. And
I
I
don't
was like,
that, but that's amazing.
season 2 is really good, and it has kind of just plummeted.
Yeah,
But
it has.
I do love it.
It's like a bunch of people trying to be who they're not. That's always fun to watch.
I got really
Dating
into
shows
Married.
are hard for me.
Have you watched
Why?
Married at First Sight? Married at First Sight is
Is that the one with the girl who said I look like Megan Fox? And then everyone
No,
was
that's
kind of
Love Is
like,
Blind.
that's Love Is Blind. Okay. Wait,
When
what's the
Married at
difference?
First Sight, they don't meet each other until at the altar, and they are picked for each other by a priest and a therapist.
Oh my god. They can say no though, right?
They all say yes, and then it's like you say yes, but then everyone like bails. Like no one really stays. It's pretty bad. It actually makes me sad.
Well, it's crazy because it's like, and they say the gays are the ones that ruin marriage. Like, how is this
Right.
not ruining marriage?
Right?
Yeah,
Like, if
the
we're
sanctity of
yeah,
marriage.
the sanctity of marriage.
Yeah,
It's like we're gonna
yeah,
meet the day
exactly.
before and commit for the next 2 weeks. Come on,
Yeah.
jerks.
I do know one of the I could be getting this wrong. The ultimatum, the like queer love version.
yeah.
One of the contestants is coming to Chicago, I think like next week, and doing like a DJ set, and like all the Chicago lesbians are freaking out.
Is she short hair, long hair?
Couldn't tell you to save my life.
Does she have hair?
Okay.
Couldn't tell you to save my life.
I will say, have you ever watched the show Are You the One?
Yeah,
on
I
MTV?
loved it.
They had like a queer
Boom
season.
Boom Room.
Yeah, the Boom Boom Room.
Boom boom.
That
boom.
one-
The queer season.
It was like the show. The premise is that it's 22 people go into this house, and everyone has a perfect match based off like 43 questions they've answered, and you don't know who your perfect match is, and you have to figure out who in the house is your perfect match. And you have like 10 weeks, and each week you guys all like pair up and guess who it is, and you get beams to see if you're a perfect match. But they did a queer one where it's like your match could be anybody. Like there wasn't like gender specific. And so there were a lot of people that were like fluid gender or like gay, straight, bisexual. And it was an absolute mess, but it was so fun to watch.
Would you ever do like dating type reality show or any reality show at all?
My concern is that I say so much shit that I'd have to be so careful with what I say because they would 100% make me out to be an idiot or a villain. And I do that
why
well
not
enough
both?
on my own.
Why not both? So Aricia, a question I have. So because you were talking about like getting like burnout from like watching, and not just reality TV, but like y'all are doing like a daily podcast about like pop culture and the news and all that stuff. How do you like protect like your peace of mind and like while you are like doing this for work, basically? Like how do you find a balance of like caring for yourself? Like how do you like not go crazy and like still care about the product that you're making while talking about it so much?
I appreciate the assumption that I haven't gone crazy. Because I have.
Yeah.
It's a good question, and I don't know that I have an answer yet. Like, it's something that I'm still trying to figure out. Because I have these podcasts, and then I also still work a full-time job, and you know, I have a lot of extracurriculars, so I have a very full plate. And I don't know. I think that I do take time for myself. I try to take time for myself. I'm working on, you know, boundaries and stuff, but I have a hard time saying no. I have a really big issue with like fear, FOMO, like, oh, I gotta say yes to things.
Yeah.
I'm a people pleaser to a fault. So I guess the answer is...
Well, how do you get away with being a people pleaser while, like, having public opinions about, like, celebrities, like,
oh, God,
published to the world daily?
It's not easy. Somebody was really mad at us with Princess Catherine. There was so it came out that she had cancer, but for a while nobody knew what was going on. So there was a lot of speculation. People were like, there were so many theories that were so fun to me, and we talked about it a couple times.
Princess Catherine Kate Middleton?
Kate Middleton, yeah.
But
okay.
Why is it? Here's what I don't understand, and if I've missed something, how is it Kate, Kate, but then her name's Catherine with a C? How is that the
British
same?
are insane.
Okay.
That's literally...
Sorry, I saw recently...
I don't know.
I saw that and I said, what's my problem?
Well, because we always say Princess Kate or Kate Middleton, and, like, everyone goes off about Princess Catherine, you Americans, blah, blah, blah. So
Whenever I hear Catherine, I think of the little girl, right?
Charlotte.
Charlotte. Oh, sorry. My bad.
And this is why...
But wait, people who were mad at you?
Oh, so they were mad at somebody, like, some person went off, and, like, when people, like, they'll, like, DM us, sometimes comment, and when they go off, it's so fun to look at their profile, and it's like, you are not somebody that should be listening to this show. Just, like, based off the things you have in your description, we do not see eye to eye on anything. I don't know why you even listen to this show.
Yeah.
But she was like, you guys are disgusting human beings. How can you live with yourselves? Because we were, like, we were talking about all of the rumors about what was going on, like, where's Kate Middleton?
Yeah. You're just reporting.
Yeah, we're just reporting it also. And it was one of those things where I was like, you know what? I'm all for, you know, I consider myself very progressive. I consider myself very inclusive. I also think that we sometimes have erred too far where it's like we're so delicate about everything we say. And it was just like, if it ended up that I had cancer, I would love to hear people theorizing that I had a bad bang job or I was getting a BBL.
That was my favorite theory.
Yeah, it was like, that's fun. And it's like, until we know something else, why not have fun with it? Like, we're not saying... oh, I hope like something awful is happening. And it's just like, and this was one of the exchanges where I was like, you seem really upset. We've addressed this on the show. If you really care about what the answer is, feel free to listen. Where we were like, you know, we had fun with this, but now that we know what it is, we got to be more serious.
For sure.
And then I restricted her because I was like, I've gotten to the point where it's like, because you get like the message
it was
requests.
A woman? I assumed it was a man, like one of those like reply
it's a woman
guys.
Based off the picture and the American flag and something 2024.
Yeah.
In the American flag
bikini.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like, I really care about what you have to say, but okay.
Yeah.
You were talking about doing other hobbies. Something that like really, and like Annie and I have kind of talked about this before, is that like you obviously, you know, like you work your full-time job, you're like doing comedy, you're doing a podcast, but like you also do things like just for you. Like you're, I believe, still in tap dancing class.
Yeah, got a recital next month, baby.
That.
And my parents are coming.
That's so cute.
Wait,
I love that.
Where do you do it? Where do you take the classes?
There's a guy, actually I gotta email him. He emailed me. There's a guy who converted his studio or his like garage into a studio in Silver Lake. His name's Howard Bloom. He's such a delight. He's a journalist for the LA Times, actually. But he's just been dancing his whole life. And so he runs this studio.
That's how they describe me. That's how they describe me.
Google. I had gone to see, when I was like, I'm gonna go to see a theater more, I saw that one play, and then I went and saw Christmas Carol, and what's his face from Bradley Whitford was in it, and he did like a little tap jig, and I was like, oh yeah, I want to learn tap. So literally in the theater, I was in the very back, so nobody was behind me. Because I pull out my phone, I was like, I know, huge violation. But I was literally, no one was behind me or next to me.
Tell that to Patti LuPone.
No, she would rip me to shreds.
She would.
But I was like tap dancing in LA, and this came up, and I went and haven't looked back. I got custom tap shoes. I love it.
I love that.
You went alone to this guy's garage?
Yeah, just him and me. No.
Is it?
I mean, it's like a converted garage.
Is it a group class?
Yeah. They have like levels, like beginner to like super expert.
What level are you right now? And had you ever tapped before?
Intermediate. No, I've never tapped before.
You're
That's
intermediate?
really great.
Like beginner to intermediate. Who's
No, but
listening? Is Howard listening? Then I'm a beginner. If no one else is listening, I'm an expert.
To us on this podcast, you're actually advanced, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can
comparatively.
Irish dance. I can do the hard shoe, which is kind of like tap, but a bit.
Yeah. Do you keep
bit
your
more,
arms straight? Mm-hmm. Can't let
I was
those
the only
police
girl in my
know
class.
you're dancing.
Yeah, I didn't have to wear a wig. All the other girls had to wear wigs.
Why?
Whoa.
Because you have to have your hair curly. It's like aesthetically, you should have curly hair if you're Irish dancing.
You can't have straight hair.
No, you guys need to look it up. The girls buy these insane curly wigs. It looks like John Benet Ramsey. And
There's an aesthetic.
The dresses are like 2K, like men. Like
What?
I stopped dancing when I got to that level, but the dresses are so crazy. So you get like your family crest on it and stuff.
Do you have
Do you
a
have a
family
family?
crest?
Yeah, O'Neill.
What's on it?
But
A
I
badger?
don't remember. Yeah,
What?
a badger. Okay,
There's like
wait.
animals on them, I feel like.
This
and
is
swords.
bringing up something I was thinking. So I want to take drum lessons, right?
Ooh,
and so
yeah.
I was gonna take them. My friend's like, "Oh, I have a friend," and she recommended. And she's like, "She's really good." And I was like, "Okay." And then my other friend was like, "I have a friend. He's really good." And I'm like, I don't know if I can take direction from like a straight male like drummer. But then again, I think it's cheaper. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm trying to decide like, could I handle that energy of a male drummer that I don't know, like teaching me how to drum, or if I should.
I could be misremembering, but I'm pretty sure Aricia stopped guitar lessons because of a man's fingernails.
Okay, I need to know. This sounds like something I,
I hate
need
that
to know.
you know that, but yeah, it's true. I did. And it's weird because I was like, I got to get back into guitar. Because I still have that guitar, not the one I sold for that pretty penny, but I have.
She would bring it to work.
The guitar?
Didn't I jam out with Clayton one day?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would bring my guitar to work because I would go to this practice with this teacher, and he
Yeah.
had very long nails, and it was
It
really
was like
hard.
one-on-one sessions, right?
Yeah, thank God for the pandemic. It got me out of that easy.
Yeah.
Because it was in the beginning when everyone wasn't sure, and he was like, "I'm still gonna have classes." I was like, "I'm too scared." I wasn't. I just didn't want to look at those nails anymore.
Right?
How else do you
I
get
just
out of
don't-
it?
I haven't taken direction from a straight man in a long, like even all my jobs I nanny, so like the mom is my boss.
Oh, yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
like, can I handle a straight man telling me to do things? Like, I don't know. But this is food for
Yeah.
thought. I guess I
That
should
is
go
food
walk
for
and
thought.
see what the fingernails are like.
Huge.
Oh, yeah,
that's a
that's
huge
true.
indication.
I imagine I can almost have sympathy for the guitarist with long fingernails because like in a way that almost
They're
makes
picks.
sense to me. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like ding, 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 ding. But like I feel like the drummer you'd have to have like
Be
'cause-
short.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong though.
No,
Hold
I
them
think
like
that's Pause that.
Drumming is hard. You have to have like an internal like metronome.
I have
know,
no rhythm,
I'm-
so that'd be really hard for me.
I think what I'm drawn to about it is I have so much anger in me all the time for no reason. It's not necessary. So I think it needs to go out there. And I'm like, I think something like that could be really
Yeah.
helpful.
You should
An
play
outlet.
rugby. I did that for a while.
I
She
should.
played lacrosse.
Field hockey.
Field hockey, sorry. Was that not the same
Wow.
thing? In my mind, they're the same thing.
No.
Absolutely
no.
Really?
not.
What's the
Because-
difference?
When I was
Oh,
in
you're from
field- well, it's
Virginia.
on the-
Yeah, you know. I was like,
on the
lacrosse and
ground.
field hockey. Come on.
Lacrosse
Is
is in
lacrosse
the air.
not on the ground?
No,
Oh.
across in the air. And field hockey's on.
Like the
and
ball's
also-
on the ground.
It's like hockey. It's like ice hockey, but on grass.
And like little
And
tiny
then-
curled sticks instead of the longer
And-
ones.
Okay.
Where I grew up, the field hockey you could do contact, and lacrosse was no contact. So in field hockey, you were like getting in fights. It was so good.
They did it in Gossip Girl in that one episode
Yeah.
where they played a sport.
It's been so
the
long
first
since I've seen
season.
Gossip Girl. Gossip Girl's something
Yeah, me
anytime
too.
I'm on a plane and they have like you
Oh.
can it's like Gossip Girl. It's Gossip Girl or Scandal. That's like my like
Oh,
plane
yeah.
watches. Yeah.
I've never watched Gossip Girl, but maybe
Oh, it's
Never?
so good
No.
and bad at the same
Yeah.
okay.
time.
Maybe it feels like I should have watched it during the pandemic. Like that would have been
Oh,
the time.
yeah. that would have been a good
I-
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think now I'm like, but
Yeah.
Sex in the City. I'm doing one episode every other day now, Jacob.
Every other day.
Have you
Yeah,
ever
'cause I
seen it
was-
before?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, okay.
But I was watching so much of it in the last 2 weeks that I was like starting to act out towards my boyfriend. Like I was acting like them in a bad
Yeah.
way. But it's a
Yeah.
nice like eating dinner and watching show.
What episode are you
I'm-
on right now?
Oh,
I'm
God,
rewatching it too.
I just finished the episode like where she told Aiden that she cheated on him.
Oh, I was just
And-
watching those episodes that like
Okay,
or two.
so- we're getting really. I'm getting close then. It's so I forgot how unbearable it is to watch her be so horrible.
She
the fact
makes
that she's the protagonist.
Such terrible choices, and I'm sick of it.
Anti-hero Taylor Swift vibes.
Truly.
Oh man.
I just watched the episode where she actually no, I watch too much TV. So I'm like a little farther ahead where she had gotten back with Aiden and he like proposes and they break up because she's like, I can't marry you. And he's like, you have to buy me out or whatever from this apartment because they had like bought it. And she gets mad at Charlotte for not offering up the money.
I will never get over that. That was so crazy.
Infuriates me.
Yeah.
And it's like, you have no right to be mad at your friend. I'm sorry.
When this was coming out, though, like, this is what I was thinking about. I was like, was the whole idea, like, if you're watching this in real time when it's happening, were we on her side ever? Or was it always supposed to be, like, this woman has codependent? Like, do you know what I mean? Because I'm like, we watch it now, we're like, you're not well, you're codependent, like.
Right. Like, has the cultural conversation changed? You know? Like, or,
if we had been watching, then we would have been like, she's right, Charlotte should have given her that. Like, I don't.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
We have to find someone that watched it in its real form.
I love Charlotte so much. Her and Samantha are my favorites.
Charlotte is such an idiot.
Speak on this.
Well, so it's funny because like we'll occasionally watch that at our sleepovers, and it's just they're like we were talking. We're like, okay, if you had to be friends with one of them, because we're always like, well, which one are you? And it's like if you had to be friends with one of these characters, who would you want to be friends with? Charlotte would be an insufferable friend because she like adjusts their outfit. She's like, don't look like that, don't wear that. And it's like, bitch, please, I can wear whatever I want.
Though, I always come to Charlotte's defense whenever it comes to these conversations because something that I think is huge. Do you remember the episode where Samantha hooks up with Charlotte's brother, who they only ever show or reference once?
Yeah.
And Charlotte is initially mad at it, and then she apologizes and brings Samantha like a basket of muffins and goodies.
Yeah.
Charlotte's the only one who ever really like makes a mistake and works to correct it. Like the other women like never really own up to their mistakes and are kind of just like assholes. Whereas like Charlotte like frequently is like, I was wrong. How do I make this right?
Okay.
Also, Charlotte, on the record, has eaten ass. Charlotte fucks a man in drag. Everyone's like, Charlotte's a prude, and like she doesn't like to talk about it, but she's like done more sexual things than like Carrie. Like Carrie will like guffaw at certain stuff.
Everyone's done more sexy things than Carrie.
And Charlotte's like, no, like I've done that. Like,
yeah.
So just because she doesn't want to talk about it.
That's fair.
That's fair. I've never thought of that perspective.
Me neither.
And like,
I'm gonna.
I just watched the episode where they all got like she's getting tested. I'm not laughing about this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying the AIDS testing.
Out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, how come they're not talking about STD testing? Like, why is it like it's just only AIDS? Oh no, my light.
Oh. All right. I've been afraid that'll happen to me too. Annie's light died.
What light?
She has like a little light. Ring light.
It's like a mini.
I didn't even know they died. Is it like plugged in?
I know I didn't charge it long enough.
Oh, gotcha.
I've never charged mine, so I know mine's due to go out at any moment.
The light looks good where you are. Is it like an overhead
I have
light?
a light on. No, it's the same thing Annie just pulled at. It's just like a little clip-on light. It's the Alex Earl TikTok light, I believe is what people have been calling it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Okay. This will have to do. I've been having to record at like the friends' places, and then it's like navigating. If I was like at my place, I could like set it up better. But until that Wi-Fi comes through.
Well, if you ever need a studio, I have one in my apartment, so you're welcome to come by.
She does.
That'd be so nice.
I literally, it's my second bedroom is my studio.
Oh wow, that could be really awesome.
So yeah, the backup, 100%, and it's got all the lighting, which is here right now, but it's got lighting and stuff.
Yeah,
the background sucks, but we're working on that.
Your background is right now fully giving like NBC correspondent. Like,
yeah. You're like here to talk about the economy.
Yeah.
Wait, like what's that Real Housewives? The one on Potomac, the Real Housewife that does news.
Wendy Asefo, Dr. Wendy Asefo.
And she's like always like really sexy up top, and then she's like, I'm wearing shorts.
Yeah. Aricia, do you dabble in the Real Housewives universe? Like, where are you at in the Bravo? Because I know
love every
we
time
talk
we
about
ask her,
VPR.
there's a sigh. She's like,
My thing is, like, I wish I did, because, like, it's just such a huge cultural thing. I just don't have the bandwidth. Like, I'd much rather rewatch Frasier for the 300th time.
Well, especially for you, I have sympathy for that because your job is celebrity stuff. So I can imagine you getting overwhelmed with the whole needing to find comfort in the rewatches.
and there's nothing somatically healing about it. Like, I feel like watching Frasier or Sex and the City can calm you, and I don't think watching Housewives can.
Exactly. I did start watching Beverly Hills the very first season because I'm working on a script in the class that I never finished.
And it's a good script. It was a good script.
The first 2 seasons of Beverly Hills are a lot of dark stuff happens. It's like hard to watch.
Well, and even just, like, the cinematography is just such a stark contrast. Any show that you go, like, way
Such
back.
a Libra, you're like, it's not pretty. Like,
Not pretty.
But, like, the first 2 seasons of all these Real Housewives, it's like, was this shot on a phone, like a phone,
Yes.
a BlackBerry?
Yeah.
Like, what
Shot on
am I
a
looking
Motorola Razor, I'm sure of it. Like,
yeah.
the lighting. What's going on here?
So, well, season 1 and 2 of Beverly Hills, that's whenever Kyle outs Kim as being an alcoholic. That's whenever Camille outs
Camille.
Taylor Armstrong as being in a physically abusive relationship. And then Taylor Armstrong's husband commits, trigger warning, suicide. The first 2 seasons of Beverly Hills are, well, spoiler alert, are very dark. So, like, I have to warn everyone, like, Beverly Hills is, like, a good franchise, but, like, the first 2 seasons, like, really heavy stuff happens.
Yeah.
I only do Salt Lake. I for some reason, Salt Lake doesn't bum me out because of the interstitial music that's like, and that's like the Mormon church.
Yeah.
All the other ones are like, do, 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 do. It's like,
Are they all Mormons in Salt Lake?
So Mary Cosby is, I don't think was ever a Mormon.
No.
News broke today. There's huge drama between the cast. Mary Cosby allegedly called Lisa Barlow's son Henry the R word.
R word, yeah.
And is being, like, iced out. I think rightfully so.
Didn't this
by the rest
happen-
of the cast. Henry, the younger one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't this happen with is it Beverly Hills? Who's the one black woman in Beverly Hills? Does Beverly
Garcelle?
Hills? Yeah, didn't something happen with her son where somebody else said something about her son?
Erica Jane. Oh God, what did Erica do? They were at a party and Erica was drunk, and I think she said something. I could be wrong, but I think she said something like "get the fuck out of here" or like something.
Yeah,
something like that. I'm completely butchering it, but it was definitely Erica and one of Garcelle's sons.
I thought that's what the story. I was like, why is the story coming up again? I didn't realize it was a different housewife's son.
History repeats itself.
Like, change it from city to city.
Yeah. Have you met any because you're always like guesting on these podcasts? Have you met any of the housewives?
I don't think so. I've only met celebrity-wise. I've only met Nick Viall from The Bachelor.
What was he like?
Huge. Were you on his pod?
Yeah, we've been on it a couple times. I love him.
Whoa.
Actually, he's like his show is probably the most fun one that I've been on.
Really?
He does like to make out with his mic. He's always like talking like this, like holding his mic. But he's just like a fun vibe, and I think that he's like a straight shooter. Like, he doesn't fuck around, and I don't feel like I feel like he's being honest when he talks. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all just selling whatever we're selling. But I feel like I liked him. So the co-host on Anne's show, Amanda, I met her, like, I saw her on the Clubhouse. Everything comes back to the Clubhouse.
Oh my God.
And we go to be on Nick's show, and she's like behind the desk, and I was like, you look so familiar. Do I know you? And then it came out that it was improv. So we like hung out after. She doesn't work for him anymore. She's doing this podcast.
Oh.
And so she's no longer on the Viall Files. And that was like a little, I can tell you more off.
Spicy.
I can tell you more off camera, but
Woo, this is
record.
what I wanted.
yeah. But anyway, Nick Viall, I really had fun on his show. I like him. But he's the only one in like the reality world, I think. Oh, and Kristen, who was great too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how
Her
we met
boyfriend's
Dal.
kind of, Yeah, but he's not a reality guy. He was
To
really
me,
cool.
he is.
He's like, if you want to start like a feud, I'm happy. Like, say like because he like walked off in the middle of towards the end of the interview.
Wait, Howie Mandel was at the center of what Bravo controversy? Was he part of the Scandival?
Well, no, he was the first person to have Sandoval on and like defend him.
Yes.
And so everyone
this is
was
what
like,
it was. This is what it was.
It was
This is
so,
what
and
it
it
was.
was like crazy. I think the crazy thing to listen to his podcast was because he said animately, kind of a Jacob vibe. He says, "I've never watched the show, really." he's like, but my daughter loves it.
I'm the Howie Mandel of the Dr. Diva universe.
Wait, did you see his commercial about like OCD come out where he's like,
No.
It's like one of those like public service announcements about how like don't say you have OCD if you don't. And I was gonna send it to you because I was like, wow, we have representation in the media.
I just did a show where coincidentally every comic either was diagnosed with OCD correctly or incorrectly, and that was like a random through line of everyone's sets was like, yeah, I have OCD, or I was told I have OCD, and then now I have something else.
Oh my god.
Jacob, would you say that we're coming into our boundaries portion of the pod? Okay, so the boundary I'm setting is I am no longer having carbonated drinks, or not regularly.
What?
Shut up, Jacob.
Eat dads.
We chef. I'm thinking that I don't know what I've done in my life, but I don't really think I have enamel anymore because when I'm walking, not even when, just with my mouth gets open and
I
air
feel
hits
the
it under my feet. So I love that you find this so funny, Jacob, but
I can relate to this though.
I'm sober, so kind of fizzy things are the only thing that really hit.
No.
And I'm just thinking that it's ruining my. If I'm 32 and this is what my teeth feel like, what's it gonna be like? You know what I mean?
Are you using Sensodyne?
I am.
I hate Sensodyne.
I know. I don't like I like using my little woo natural like neem oil toothpaste. That's what I want to use.
My dentist told me, she basically held a gun to my head and was like, if you don't use Sensodyne, I'm removing your teeth.
And has it helped you? Has it improved?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I should. I've been protesting it. I've been reading online though. They're like, you can't get your enamel back.
Yeah.
No, once it's gone, it's gone.
Do you do whitening at all? That strips your enamel.
I used to. In high school, I was waking up at 5 a.m., putting whitening strips on, running for an hour. I would run.
Ooh.
And
that should be part of it.
Then drink a Diet Coke.
The best part of waking up is Diet Coke
going
in your cup.
and running.
White strips.
I used to experience a phenomenon, well, I still do sometimes, where on a rare occasion, all of my teeth will feel loose like wind chimes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I asked a dental hygienist friend about that, and she was like, that's not normal. And I was like, but I can crunch on hard candy really hard and fast, and it doesn't affect it.
Isn't that like one of those interpreted dreams where your teeth fall out?
Yeah.
I do have those. Yeah.
That means something bad, I think, when you have those dreams.
It's nothing
I think
good.
it means you feel like loss of power, right?
Well, if you don't have any teeth, you probably do feel powerless.
Yeah.
Gum and everything.
My jaw was like clicking, and I was talking to the dentist about it, and he was like, yeah, just probably don't have any more big sandwiches. And I was like, what?
You have one of those Scooby-Doo sandwiches that's like 3 feet
What am I
tall.
supposed to do with this?
I was like, I've never even talked to you about sandwiches, little and big ones.
This guy's projecting.
So I know.
Yeah.
That's my boundary. Do you honor and uplift it, Jacob?
I honor, uplift, affirm, celebrate, and rebuke the notion of not upholding that boundary.
Thank you.
My boundary is with myself. I did a show recently, and I was like, oh, I'm like, I was going to be like looser with it than I normally am. And because like I didn't have that normal structure, I like left a show being like, that was the worst thing I've ever done. Everyone hated it, all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then like literally today, like 2 random people who like I'm not super close with, like reached out. They were like, hey, that thing you said about X, like, you know, I'm still giggling about it. Like not friends who like sort of have to be nice to me.
Yeah.
And so it was like, oh wait, like it actually went well, but I somehow had this how do I stop the narrative in my head that if people aren't like screaming, pissing, and shitting and like stomping their feet, like that it didn't go well. You know what I mean?
No.
So my boundaries with myself.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
I honor and uplift that. There's a trash truck outside, so I had to mute myself. And I know women shouldn't be silenced, but I honor, celebrate, illustrate, and communicate that boundary.
The waste industry, the waste removal industry is silencing women in podcasting all across the nation.
All across Highland Park.
They really are. They really are. My God.
Aricia, do you have a boundary?
I need so many. But
That's true.
I will go with my boundary is I'd like to not fight my body so much in terms of like I'll be really tired or I'll just want to like do nothing. This is all just, and it's like I like I chastise myself a lot for it when it's like I don't want to do anything instead of just being like, yeah, you're working, you know, essentially 2 full-time jobs and you have all these, like, it's okay to be tired and just like, so my boundary is like letting my body do what it feels like it needs.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I
That's
like
a
that.
really
I
good
know.
one.
I've been hearing someone say that where they were just like, I've been thinking for myself, I'm like, oh, how could I like trust myself in other ways if I can't like respond to the thing it needs? Like go to the bathroom or I'm hungry or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's so important. But I think it's hard to, like you said, if you have so many things you're trying to do and you want to do them, a lot of them, but then you're like, but my body literally is like,
yeah.
no.
Yeah. And especially because you travel a lot too. So I feel like it might be hard to get that inner rhythm. Like if you're like not in your normal space to like have your like little routines and like things like that.
Yeah. Well, I came home because my friend she has a birthday party and she like rents a house every year, and I had flown home in February because my brother and sister-in-law got a puppy and I wanted to see the puppy before it grew up, and I was like, it'd be so fucked up if I fly home to meet a puppy and I don't fly home for one of my oldest friend's birthdays. So I flew home for that, and then I had to drive to Pennsylvania for this like event or party or whatever, and it was like, so it's like I like traveled within traveling, which is I do kind of often here, and it's just like, yeah, I should listen to my body.
Yeah.
Also, the best part of the trip, Confederate flag on both sides of the border from Pennsylvania to Maryland.
No, I forget that like
back.
I forgot those areas, like, because in my mind, like Northeast, I just like have like a certain, because I'm not from there, I'm from the Midwest. I kind of just assume that any place that isn't the Midwest or the South is like really progressive, and I always remember that's not true.
Well, it's almost like all of.
Well, I don't know if you ever experienced this, Annie, but Maryland is technically below the Mason-Dixon line, and depending on who you talk to, people are very proud of that, or people were ashamed of that.
Yeah.
All of them is all those cities. It's like the city is the one spot where you're like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. And then in all of those states, the second you're like a 2-mile radius out from the, like, I lived in Philly for years, and I was always like, Philly's cool, and then I would be like, oh yeah, no, I'm in Pennsylvania. Like,
yeah.
And like, I grew up in Virginia, and they were calling it the War of Northern Aggression when I was in school. And I was like,
which is just, I hear that in TV shows. Like, they say that in Desperate Housewives, and I'm like, no one calls it that, but it's something that literally is called that in some places.
I've never heard of that. What?
I lived in Southern Virginia, and then we moved up to DC, and in DC, it's like DC is very, like, much more progressive and aware of itself. And so then I would be in school, and I was like, yeah, that thing we learned, and they were like, no, and I was like, yeah, no.
Oh, that's crazy. Wait, I also if I start asking you questions about Desperate Housewives right now, we'll never wrap up this episode.
Real quick, it's Susan, it's Mike's mom. It's like the War of Northern Aggression, and she's like, and Julie's like, do you mean the Civil War? She's like, I said what I said. Like, oh my god.
Quickly, who is the hottest man on Desperate Housewives for you?
Oh,
to me, it's Carl Meyer. To me, it's Carl Meyer
Carl.
all day long. He's Susan's ex-husband, who's like
Susie
a
Q.
dirtbag. He's so hot. I would do anything
varies,
for him.
But most often Carlos, because he's also left-handed, and I love left-handed men.
Wait, it's Carlos. I was into.
You're attracted to him for being left-handed. That's Eva Longoria's husband.
I like the pool boy. I listened to
Jesse
her pool
Metcalf.
boy.
Oh,
yeah.
What's his name?
He's very very sexy to me.
I liked that.
Whenever they would like oil him up and like, and he was just like, mowing. Like
I remember
mow
watching
me.
it every like Monday night with my mom, and I was like, how old were we when I was out? Like, I think I was like 11. You know what I mean? And I was like,
That show was absurd.
My mom like a glass of wine and wheat thins, and I'm like, let's go.
Ooh, honestly, a glass of wine and wheat thins is exactly how they wanted you watching that show. Like that was the entire
promos.
Marketing. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a good show. I need to rewatch that.
It's such a fun show. I keep it on in the background sometimes.
Yeah,
That's
you
a good
have
one.
to. It's one of those.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you have anything you want to plug, Aricia?
Oh God. I mean, just my shows, Rich and Daily, Monday through Friday. Even the Rich comes out on Tuesdays. Even the Royals on Mondays. And if you're in LA, come check me out on Herald Night.
Yes.
Thank you so much for
Thank you
being
so
on,
much for
Aricia.
listening.
Thank you for having me. This was such a treat.
Yay. Thank you.